This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. With over 40 years playing PlayStation and 5+ years in that games media combined. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services including Spotify, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram. All the links in the description below.
If you want to join the PlayStation conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures where you can watch us record the show live, as well as our other show, The Young and the Wrestlers. You can get in the chat and share the joy, maybe even get some free codes, because Dave Chataway's here and he's like, hey, who wants some PC games? He's willing to give them out. One thing we'd like you to do is wondering if you could share the conversation, let your friends and family know about For the Players, and if they're a PlayStation fan, get it in their ear holes through podcast services, as we mentioned. Go in there, give some 5-star reviews or the equivalent star rating. It certainly helps us. If you want to support us financially, head over to patreon.com/thepopculture, support us at any tier value, or head over to our merchandise store, popcultures.com/shop. We can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. How are you, Max?
Yeah, not too bad. A little bit tired, but...
Yeah, because as you're saying before we started recording that...
So, last night the kid was a little bit grizzly, so we had her in our bed with us last night. Mm-hmm. And then at 3...
Mikey did that too for like 9 months.
And then at 3 o'clock, she woke up. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I said to the wife, I'm like, oh, do you want me to go get a bottle? And she's like, no, she'll go back to sleep. 2 minutes later, both of them are back to sleep, and then me, being a night shift worker, my body's like, hey man, it's time to go to work, get up, do some stuff. I'm like, nah, it's Saturday, I want to go back to sleep. And then next thing I know, it was 9:30 and I was still awake, and I'm just like, oh, I hate my life.
Did you get up or you just kind of like stare at the roof for a little while?
I pulled my phone out, put some headphones on, watched some streams. Got up at like 8 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I've had enough of this, I'm not getting back to sleep. And then Ali came and brought the kid in to me at 9:30, and I'm like, here you go, you can have her back now, I'm going to sleep. I went to bed.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Yeah, well, look, I had a not stress week. Because as I discussed at last week's episode, how I had the big audit at work. So ideally, this week was going to be the quiet week. I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, the audit's done. I should be stress-free. I should be able to chill out this week. Not a chance. We had staff call in sick. We had incidents with clients. We had things just go crazy. This week was no way stress-free. And I'm pissed because I'm pretty sure I'm fucking sick and I'm just going to have to push through it because that's part of my job now is that, you know, as like I go, not now, for a little while, because as being manager man and a chair that won't stay up, like I have to do it. Like there's no one else that can do it some days. Like I would love to have a day and just fucking sleep. Like take a day with my kids at daycare, wife's at work, and just fucking catch up. Not happening.
Yeah, you got a public holiday coming up soon.
Yeah, but Millie goes to work and I still have the kid, which I'm happy with. I can hang out with the kid. He and I can watch Elimination Chamber. But you know, it's just sometimes I just want a day where I can just fucking sleep. That's all I really want. I don't even want to play games. I just want to fucking
Shouldn't
sleep.
have had a kid.
Shouldn't have had a kid. That's true. Look, you know, fuck me.
Go take your kid to Dave's farm.
Fuck me for spending 25 years of my life thinking that I couldn't have a kid. And then they're like, hey, surprise, motherfucker, you got a kid now. I'm like, no.
Been playing it fast and loose for too long. Finally caught up to you.
I'm like, I have medical documents saying I can't have kids. But this kid looks like me. I can't argue this kid. Yeah. Anyways, you been playing games?
Not much, really, to be honest. A little bit more GTA, touched on 2 Point for a little bit.
We'll go to that later. I'm very keen to talk about 2 Point.
A lot more Final Fantasy. That's so good. Man, I'm a sucker for a good MMO.
Is this going to be the thing where like, hey, have you played games this week? No, I just played Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Is this like Josh and Persona 5 all over again?
Josh and Persona 5? Yeah. No, see, I play other stuff while I'm doing stuff. I mean, I've got 3 screens. I'm doing 3 things at once. I do.
Yeah, being like 1990s hacker, all these screens, different things.
Yeah. What about yourself?
I myself have played mostly 2 Point Hospital, but as that's the main topic of the show today, we'll get to that in a little bit. Another game I've checked out for review, this came up in my inbox and it caught my attention just because it was this cool little like psychological horror game. It was like, all right, you know what, I'm feeling the spooks.
Because it was on the drop last episode,
It was on the drop
it?
as
Yeah.
well, and that's what caught my I caught my attention before the drop because the email came through and I was like, okay. And then we saw the drop and I'm going, again. So I reached out so a code came our way. So big thank you to that. It's for a game called Infliction, the extended cut. I say that because there's originally a PC version, and this is a slightly different version on the console. So yeah, as the name suggests, it is a psychological horror game. It is set within a house, the confines of one house. It's not a big old mansion like you were used to in Resident Evil or something. It is quite a small shack. However, there is lots of time displacement, location displacement, which kind of keeps you on your toes a little bit. In short, the game sort of sets up with you heading into this house to pick up some boarding tickets for your partner. It's very implied that the house you're in has seen some shit before you lived here, and what you're doing right now is you are reliving that shit as it happens. Cool. So as you pull out of the driveway, you smash your car into a tree, and then you proceed to cutscene, and then you proceed to relive the events that took place within this house, which is primarily a murder of a woman by a husband, and then it kind of progresses. There's lots of occult vibes, a lot of occult imagery. There's a lot of like ghost poltergeisty shit. So I've also came to learn this week this game is made by one gentleman alone. So in that case, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was playing it, and it is very much a PC game that's been ported out. You know how these sort of like AA PC games have that very good feel to them?
Yeah.
Like if you've ever played like, I guess like PC Sim or House Flipper, like those kind of games have that same kind of feel to them when they're like a lower budget PC game. This totally has that feel. Like the room and so the rooms and the environments, they look pretty good. However, the people models look kind of poo. Yeah. But that's just the nature of it, you know? Because you very rarely do you see these creatures anyway. Sorry, these people and or creatures anyway. So it's not really too much of a hindrance. But at the start of the game, when you sort of wander into the room to the study to grab the boarding passes to take back to your wife, that's the thing it's not a spoiler. That's the thing that kicks off the whole game. You turn around, door slams shut, poltergeist activity, look at the computer, and then it shows you footage of this woman being murdered, being stabbed by this dude in this occult, almost Joey Jordison looking mask, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. You both look like shit. So that did kind of lower the bar for me instantly, like straight away, and I was like,
yeah.
Okay. Let's see where this goes. Saying that though, I've been playing it, and I'm pretty sure I'm close to the end of it. And it's I'm feeling it. Like I've not been like like spooked myself scared or anything, but it's a really cool like $25 spooks game. Yeah. Like so it's not super obtuse or vague in where it wants you to go. It's like, hey, this is what needs to happen. You go find the book. This is how you remove the spirit from the house. Now go collect these items, and then weird shit happens around you, right? And it is really straightforward. So it's not like adventure game level of grabbing two things and fucking mushing them together. And it's just essentially finding things within the house.
Oh, that's good.
Which is cool. And like, cause that's in a game like this, because as I know this sounds horrible, but I am coming in with like a minor prejudice because I was like, okay, this is a lower tier game. I'm expecting this and this out of it. All right. So then it had some sort of ridiculous shit around. I'd be like, I'm out. But this is it is delivering the storyline simply enough through pretty solid base mechanics that I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna chip away through this, and it's like, boop. So I'm just going through. Oh, that's a little bit spooky. All right, cool. Like I'm at a point now, and for a little bit, where the ghost woman comes around the house. She kind of follows you, not like PT style. You kind of hear like this wailing cry, and then you'll sort of might bump into her in a hallway. The difficulty is, if you see her, you're fucked because you can't run. There is no run button. So you go, and she gets you. So there are places you can hide within the house, like under a bed or under a table or in a cupboard or stuff like that. But because you can't run, you just go, shit, turn around, and she's grabbed it and she's cracked your neck.
There's no like combat to combat it.
Not that apparently you can like stun her with your light, like haha, and then fuck off. But
Okay.
even then, because you go haha and dawdle away.
Yeah.
Like if there was some slight urgency in how you can move, I think that would really add a lot to it. Look, I will finish. I will finish it. I'm pretty close from what it looks like, especially with the trophies and whatnot.
I've got trophy support,
Yeah.
so you can help out the player celebration.
Oh yes, big time. But yeah, so there's a couple of so there is trophies in there. So even though I'm like, I'm getting some trophies adding to that collective goal. Look, it's all right. It's all right. It's a tough line. Like, would I recommend it? I think yes, because it's one dude team, and I like that a lot. I think that's incredible. We should show some support like that for someone that just sort of, went out of their way to create something new, took a big risk, and I think it's delivering. So
Yeah.
and it's like $25. Like if it was any more, I'd be like, no. For $25, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, it's got cool. It's got the cool spooks. The only problem I'm having though is because my son is for some reason in love with our dream stream. He keeps watching the spooky game, just that section. He watches it. And we have to rewind it all the time. So I'm concerned that my 3-year-old is this sort of connecting to this weird spooky material. And the next thing you know, he's probably one of those kids that's playing fucking Five Nights at Freddy's and shit. And I don't want that. I got no time for that.
He comes back and drops the ultimate spoiler on you. I see dead people.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with like the nightmares or that shit.
He's like, Dad, I need a new mask.
Yeah, next thing he's stabbing me. Like, I don't want that. I don't have time for that. So I'm trying to intentionally wean him because for the longest time we just gave no shits and we just played anything we wanted, watched anything we wanted, and we didn't care. But he's starting to pick up on it now. I'm like, damn it. So I've not been able to play this as much because my kid's like around, which is good, I guess. No, I love my boy. So I do. One of the things I really do enjoy is playing games with him. So he'll sit with me and like we've been playing 2 Point Hospital together. And he's been pointing out things in the world and like, hey, go that and do that. And I'm like, all right, sure. So let's pause it and do whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
But, so I'm now have to also transition that time away. I'm like, hey, I'm like playing it at night and he's like, and I couldn't jump out of it. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. What are you playing? Playing spooky game? Like, no. Like, all right. He's like interrogating me. He's like, you playing spooky game in here? Like, no. He's like,
You playing the spooks without me?
yeah, are you playing spooks without me? Because that's a bit shit if you are. Like, no, mate. All right. Goes back to bed.
And you see how
Yeah. I'm like, all right. Fuck, dude. Anyways, that's enough of what we've been playing this week. Let's get into the section we call Inform the Players, where we tell you about what happened this week in PlayStation.
First up, GDC delayed after PlayStation active.
I'm going to reword that, because I reworded that, and then I was like, that's fucking cancelled, son.
Is it though? Has it been completely cancelled, or have they just pushed it back? Because it's been pushed back for now.
Let's get into it, and then we'll debate it.
So after PlayStation, Activision, EA, Microsoft, Kojima Production, just to name a few, have all withdrawn from GDC, a final decision has been made to delay the event. After close consultation with our partners in the game... Yeah, quote. After close consultation with our partners in the game development industry and community around the world, we've made the difficult decision to postpone the GDC this March. Having spent the past year preparing for the show with our advisory boards, speakers, exhibitors, and event partners, we're genuinely upset and disappointed not to be able to host you at this time. We want to thank all our customers and partners for their support, open discussions, and encouragement, as everyone has been reminding us great things happen when the community comes together and connects at GDC. For this reason, we fully intend to host a GDC event later in the summer. We will be working with our partners to finalize the details and will share more information about our plans in the coming weeks. E3 have announced that they have no plans to cancel as of yet. Who's going to E3 to cancel anyway?
Fuck. That's my point. This is interesting, mostly because so summer, that's winter for us. That's like July, August, June, July, August. Yeah, June, July, August. So that's E3. Are you going to run GDC around then or a little bit after? I guess everyone that's not going to E3 will go to GDC.
GDC invades E3.
But this is a massive decision. In order to look, I'm not going to say cancel it. It's not fucking doing it again. They're canceling it.
It depends on how everything goes.
Yeah,
But if they get it under control enough, I think they'll go ahead with it.
Yeah, look, because it does stem from careers like coronavirus, which is understandable. It is a rough time, and that shit's concerning. And I know I'm being sarcastic, but no, I'm genuinely serious.
Still not as dangerous as the flu.
Yeah, it kind of is and it isn't. But once again, there are so many bodies that walk through that place. It's fucking gross. Makes total sense. But they'll be eating so much sunken cost because of this.
Oh yeah.
Grant, I'm sure they've got some sort of business insurance. You'd have to in case of situations like this. But that is such a sunken cost that is gone, and you never get that back.
Yeah, it's a real shame because obviously GDC's quite big.
And it's one of those things when you go there, companies go there to trade wares and pick up games and be like, hey, you want a publisher on that one? Yeah, bam. So if that's not happening, obviously there's more.
The more indie-ish titles will suffer. I think the indie scene will suffer a little bit more from this than, say, your AAA.
Well, they'll pull that anyway, yeah.
But, most of them have already got their publishing deals way in.
Or the publishers themselves, so they don't really have to worry about it. So what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's a smart move. Realistically, nothing could be worse than just that one guy rocking up and just infecting everyone.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
It's better to hopefully it is just a postponement. I would really like to see it still happen because I think it is very important for the industry. But yeah, it just sucks. It's so shit. I mean, also because GDC's meant to happen next month?
Yeah, it's a couple weeks away.
So to cancel so close to the event, you can see that they tried to weigh their pros and cons as much as they could before
the last possible day sort of thing.
To pull the pin, yeah. And I mean, what's the point in hosting if so many people have already pulled out? It's more beneficial to postpone and get everyone there than be like, hey, it's still happening, but these guys aren't coming and they're not coming and no one's going to be here.
Yeah. So all it sort of takes is one dude just to cough in your mouth on a line because it's happened. And you're like, oh, fuck. And then it's in you and you can't break it. And you're like, oh, I guess I'm sick now. Fucking conventions are gross.
Yeah, conventions are gross.
Speaking of, we'll see it at PAX.
It's time to celebrate though, Ryan.
Yay! Coronavirus. Woo.
The PlayStation Player Celebration kicked off just 4 days ago and the community has already achieved the first goal. After playing a total of 125,000 PlayStation 4 games and unlocking 500,000 trophies, those who took part can look forward to unlocking a free PS4 theme. It'll be delivered by way of the system notification in the coming weeks. But that's just the first step in the PlayStation Player Celebration, however, as 2 more goals are up for grabs. Should players start the 375,000 games and unlock 1.5 million trophies, 5 exclusive PSN avatars will be coming their way, while the third and final step has an even cooler reward. 675,000 games will need to be played, with 2.7 million trophies unlocked to earn a dynamic theme featuring some of the PS4's best exclusive titles.
Well, I chipped away. I got 8 trophies last 2 weeks.
I got 3 from GTA.
Fuck yeah, go us. Dude, that was well fast. 4 days.
4 days. I thought it would have been faster.
I had my heart on a week. I'm like, it's gonna take about a week. 4 days is top effort, though.
4 days is pretty good.
So did you put your name down? Yeah,
I did. And I signed up.
So we're gonna get some sweet wallpapers.
Sign up is still available. For those who haven't done it,
so it's unsure whether it's retroactive though. So if you were to go sign up today, it's unsure whether then you'll get.
You might not get the first theme because it's already been unlocked, but you can still sign up for it.
Are you gonna try to do more?
I'll just keep chipping away. I'll just play.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna hunt for. I mean, I've got Infliction to play, so that'll be a new title for me, new trophies for me. So you know, I'll put my part in.
Yeah, that's it. And because I 2 point, those trophies are really hard. No one's platinumed it apparently.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, huh. Look at that trophy list, and there's like 3 of them that are like rare, and like they're ones you just get from playing. I'm like, oh. And there's a bunch that is 0-0. I'm like,
rough.
fuck.
Last chance for some Nioh action. If you're eager to check out Nioh 2 after it went through a number of balance changes to make it a fairer game, you'll have your chance this weekend. The Last Chance trial will be available to download and play on PS4 this weekend, giving you a taste of the sorts of enemies and levels you can expect from the full game next month. We have to assume that it takes place somewhere early in the experience so that it can ease players in. With the demo confirmed to play host to 3 different levels, don't forget you'll be able to carry over your created character in the title, which comes out the 13th of March.
So I shouldn't put this in there for you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because I fucking suck at Nioh. If you go back and watch like one of our old Let's Plays, you will see me die in no less than 9 seconds.
I also suck at Nioh. I never finished the first one.
Yeah. I got
On
so
King for this
handed
one.
to it, my ass handed to me in it, that I got that promo disc and I went, hey Dave, and he's like, hey, you got that Nioh 2 disc? I'm like, yes I do, Dave. So what, you want me to bring it back to you? I'm like, no, Dave. So Dave chat away in the chat. He has my disc somewhere.
Platinum have come out with some more announcements.
Oh, they finally announced like some of that star stuff they were advertising on their website?
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah,
I guess.
So off the back of the wonderful 101 Remastered Kickstarter and the reveal of Project GG, Platinum Games has unveiled the third of its 4 planned announcements. It's not a video game, however.
Oh, what?
In fact, it's an entirely new dev studio named Platinum Games Tokyo, which will focus on making experiences we have given the title Games as Service.
Oh.
Yeah. Announced overnight, studio head Atsushi Inaba said, so far, the name Platinum Games has been nearly synonymous with single-player action games, but going forward, we're looking to expand into new genres and styles of play. One of these new challenges for us is console live ops game development. These aren't games we'd work on until they were done, and that's all. Rather, we'd continue working on them to provide new content long after the release. Inaba states that Platinum Games plans to explore this space on home consoles, most likely including the likes of PS4 and PS5. It is important to stress that these projects will be developed alongside the developer's normal output of unusual titles, rather than replacing them entirely. A team of 15 staff is already working on its first project, a number which is expected to rise to 100 as dev on Project GG ramps up.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm glad they really buried the lead by calling it Platinum Tokyo. Really kind of tells you exactly what their plans, eh?
Yeah.
Because it's in Tokyo. Mm-hmm. It's like, see, Platinum Games is a studio that I'm like, on. Like, they've never really like won me over in a big bad way. So
I mean, their combats are so good though. Like, I love the combat style that Platinum put into their games.
yeah, like Bayonetta and stuff.
So a live service game. A live
Do
service.
we need another live service game?
Big old live service hack and slash.
Well, that's the thing. So live services are the way of the future. That is unquestionable at this stage, right? Like these are the games that are coming. We've been living that life for now, and then we'll be living that life in the future.
Well, it's just easy for them because it's a constant money grab. You know, they release the game, you pay your $90 dues, and then in 3 months' time, they're like, "Hey, man, expansion time."
Yeah, but the market
Give
is
us another
saturated
give
as
us another
fuck.
$90 dues.
Like there is like 100 live services out there right now. Who has the time? Like right now, Division 2, it's free weekend, which is cool. Division 2 is great, and I loved that game so much. And they've got this new sweet DLC coming out. I'm like, I don't have time for that anymore. But you know what I mean? It's like, who has time to play all these live services? It's the same reason.
Well, I haven't played Destiny in like 3 months.
Exactly. That's my point.
Although in saying that, I'm now currently playing an MMO every day. So
Yeah, it's worse.
it's
It's my old strategy con. But look,
It's always good to see new studios open, though.
Oh, of course it does.
You know,
that part is unquestionable. But like, the thing about it this way, most games take what 3 to 5 years to create, right? So what if they're jumping in the games as a service now, thinking that it'll be the cash grab that it is now in 5 years? Isn't that dangerous?
Potentially, but with our streaming future happening as it is, it might be the way to go.
Could be. Like we're not like analysts in the future or insight. You know, we don't have that sort of insight within the industry. But I'm uncomfortable.
As long as they learn from the other companies that are doing games as service and they have a strong launch, you know.
Yeah, well, it's still early days. I imagine we'll hear more about it in the future because I think if they do make some sort of hack and slashy games as a service, maybe that's the point of difference, and that way they'll be able to survive in this sea of 1,000 other games of a service.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They've still got one more announcement to go, so they've done three of their 4. My understanding was they were all going to be done this month, but that's obviously not happening.
Still got time. It's 29th.
It's the last day of the month.
Yeah, it's an extra day. They had an extra day.
They had an extra day. But dreams do come true, Ryan.
They do.
Due to the nature of Media Molecule's titles, you hear about members of the community being headhunted for video game jobs every now and again. Little Big Planet was responsible for many people going pro, and we're starting to hear about similar stories with Dreams on PlayStation 4. It was inevitable that this would happen at some stage, but just a couple of weeks after the official launch, someone has had an offer based on their creations. If you've played Dreams, and maybe you haven't, you'll probably have seen Blade Gunner. It's a Resogun style arcade shooter, and it's an excellent piece of work.
Dude, we played that.
I played it. I played it a couple of times.
So we played on the stream, wasn't it?
I played it yesterday as well, because I dove back into Dreams for a little bit. So Resogun style arcade shooter, excellent game, well designed, especially for a complete amateur. The creator goes by Jimmy Jules 153, and his simple game currently sits at the very top of Dream Surfing alongside some equally impressive creations. Speaking with Escapist magazine, he's thrilled with the reception so far. Quote, "I didn't expect the kind of support that my game received, but it makes me happy I was able to entertain so many people. There are some brilliant games on the front page, and it's an honor to be chosen to be among them." However, the story doesn't stop there. Off the back of his shoot-'em-up made in Dreams, Jimmy Jules 153 has received a job offer from a European developer. Quote, "I was approached by a European game developer company who asked me to join their team. I'm excited for the future and where this might take me." It's unclear if he's actually taken the offer, but it seems he can at the very least use Media Molecule's PS4 exclusive as an interactive portfolio moving forward.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That's 100% rad. However, wouldn't that still want him to code?
Depends.
I guess maybe more art design, perhaps?
Yeah.
Because the job doesn't specify the job. I'm like, yeah, wait. It's not universal. Granted, Dreams is really intuitive and it's great. We've did a whole review on it. Check a couple episodes ago.
But it's completely done by user interface. There is no back coding.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'm like, So when I first read this article, I was like, sweet, he got employed by Media Molecule. That's rad. Not the case.
No, not the case.
Yeah, I don't want to be like shitting his cereal because that's still awesome. But yeah, congratulations to that dude.
Yeah, well done.
You're a big fan of that game. You obviously played it.
It was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, where's Pork Pie's job? Is what I'm saying. Got pork.
Yeah, that game was rad.
Yeah, that's the
spooky game.
Spooks game.
A new dawn for Horizon. Adding much more weight to the speculation that Horizon Zero Dawn is heading to PC at some point this year, online retailer Amazon France has listed the current PS4 exclusive for a release on the PC. Sony itself is listed as the publisher for the physical launch, although we have to assume it'll be available on digital storefronts also. This isn't the first we've heard of such a launch. Last month, Kotaku's Jason Schreier reported that the PC release is planned for 2020 after, quote, 3 people familiar with Sony's plans spilt the beans. With the journalist rarely ever getting anything wrong when it comes to the video games industry, the listing from Amazon France only works to back his report further. It was also suggested that Dreams would be coming to PC by Eurogamer's Tom Phillips. The Japanese giant hasn't mentioned that such a port is in the works, however, but with Predator Hunting Grounds already planned for the platform and Quantic Dream's lineup of titles leaving behind their PS exclusivity, it's no longer too much of a push to think that Guerrilla Games' open world title is next in line for PC.
There is there's some caveats there. Predator, cool, all right. It's second party published. Quantic Dream, second public. So if anything, they're just being a little bit more flexible on their publishing agreements. Yeah. However, being a first-party developed and published title, it is coming to PC. But this isn't this big thing of, oh, this is for Shadow. I'm like, no, like, you can't use the other two as examples.
Yeah, I agree.
That's where I stand.
I agree.
In my pants, so Dave says, I picked up Division 2 for $4.50. A great deal. A pity I'll likely never play it. Is it still $4.50 on PC?
I don't know. It's ridiculously cheap though.
Yeah, I'll buy it on PC. It's $4.50. But yeah, so it's happening and it's coming, and it's going to look amazing on PC.
It looks so good. Might be the time when I pick it up and replay it.
Yeah, might be. I'm still trying to replay it now, but the problem is I keep jumping on at the end of my day, and I get there, I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking tired. I don't want to fight this dinosaur thing. So I need to play it when I'm not wired. Like not at the end of the day. I need to play like a Saturday or a Sunday where I can just sort of chill out and get back into it. Because I also shouldn't have reset it. Really shouldn't have reset it. I was so close to that fucking end. And I'll say it again. I'll say it every week. I was so close, and I really regret resetting it.
You're full. Uncharted territories. Developer Naughty Dog left the Uncharted franchise in a very, very good place upon culmination of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. The 2016 PS4 exclusive wraps things up nicely with a feel-good epilogue which gives Nathan Drake a lovely send-off, but director Neil Druckman might have left some unfinished business. While discussing how to manage expectations with sequels and the approach the studio took, Druckman said, quote, "You just realize we're not going to top that, so we're going to do something different. We're just going to do this other thing, and then kind of similarly, I can't speak today.
Interesting word.
Yeah. Similarly with the sequel is, first of all, do we want to make it? And we're lucky that we have the freedom that Sony gives us where we can choose. We made Uncharted 4, and we haven't made another Uncharted since. Maybe one day we will. We'll see." Nathan Drake, voice actor, then comically adds, quote, "We'll talk about it." It's been wildly rumored that a new Sony team based in San Diego would be taking up the reins on the series and developing future Uncharted titles. But does this new quote throw a bit of a spanner in the works? Of course, all this is completely unconfirmed, so we can only speculate for now, but it does look like Neil Druckmann is leaving the door open to the possibility of returning to the franchise at a later date. How would you feel about going back?
Fuck yeah, I would.
When I told my wife about this, she's like, "Oh my god, are they making another Uncharted?" I'm like, calm down. Maybe. Because she would be super keen to play another one.
I love Uncharted, man.
I've actually never played an Uncharted game. I just watched my wife play all of them.
Oh, okay.
And then just when she's like, it's too difficult, it's like shooty time, I do all the shoots and then give it back to her.
Uncharted is fantastic, and I love how 4 ended. No spoilers, of course. I was about to add about the rumor mill of the San Diego team getting all up in on that one, which is fantastic. However, I do think it'll be Uncharted, but not with Nathan Drake. I do wonder how that will go. What I think that by what Neil Druckmann is saying there, I think he's implying that, we are not being forced to remake it if we don't want to. Yeah. I think they're just sort of reiterating what Sony does as a studio for them. But it could also be because he was there. I think it was on Retro Replay, which is the channel with names gone. Yeah, Troy Baker and guy that does voices for everything. You may have just said it a minute ago in the thing. So Troy Baker and Nolan North. Yeah. So maybe it was part of the discussion because they both worked on Uncharted together. That's how they know each other. Maybe they're just sort of bantering about it because there's that connection. I do think we will see Uncharted again. Maybe not from Naughty Dog. I think Naughty Dog are sort of done with that at this point. It's very positive to hear that they don't have that pressure. So when they've gone and made The Last of Us Part 2 as an example, we know that it was done because they wanted it to, not by a pressure to make that game. Like, no, we have more stories to tell within this world, therefore we're going to deliver another story in it. Where the concerns were, maybe they were like forced because Uncharted, Last of Us 1 ended so well. Like, would they really want to dive into it? And obviously they do, which is good. My prediction, not involving Nathan Drake, because I think that would be a risky as hell move.
I think his story ended well enough that they can put him to bed.
I'd say
go a different way.
Like, if anything, they may use another character that they presented in Uncharted 4. But trying to think of the right way to word it without spoiling it for anyone.
Remember, you just play as Scully and it's
Sully.
Sully, not Scully. And it's a sim game. You set up heists for someone. You're like, hey man, you just go sell this.
Yeah, look, I think the safest bet would be that next generation of Nathan Drake sort of character, without it being him. Like we don't want prequels or anything. That's probably the safest bet. And then maybe Uncharted becomes a title that sort of gets moved around.
We're gonna get Uncharted the movie, the game.
Oh, I can't wait. Give me that. Still no word on that development. Like it says, like 2 weeks away now. Is it happening? No. Anyone listening or watching, let us know. Would you like to see another Uncharted game? I loved Uncharted 4. You got a statue behind me. Spent a bit of dollars on that. It was good.
Got some more PS5 controller news.
Oh yeah.
Another controller patent has appeared, filed last year but only public now, describes a PlayStation controller attachment which allows for wireless charging.
Yeah. I love wireless charging.
So do I, but then I always forget. Anyway.
Well, that's the thing. I go, boop. Well, because I next to my couch there is a little side table, and on there is the docking station where I sit them in. But the problem is, whenever I want to use the grip controller, I'm like, sorry, not the grip controller, the back button attachment. I go like, take it off to put it back on the charge. I'm like, if I just go, boop, done. Because wireless is the way.
Another patent has also been filed by Sony.
Please read what I wrote. Another.
Yeah, I just skipped over that because
it wasn't a mistake, Max. I put that in there on purpose because there is another.
Another patent has been filed by Sony, which could potentially hint at new features coming our way as part of the next generation. This time around focused on the PlayStation 5's controller, biofeedback could be used to modify game experiences through sensors that would track your heart rate and sweat secretion.
Ugh. Heartbeat, cool. That'd be fun. So maybe the game can act sporadically if you're starting to get all intense, right? Sweat, unnecessary.
It's like you're just playing a spooky game and it's like, man, this guy's gonna have a heart attack. We just better turn the spooks down a little bit.
Yeah. How fucking expensive do they want the DualShock 5 to be? It may have a screen in it. It may have back buttons in it. It may have bio-reading sensors. How fucking many dollars do they want to charge for this fucking controller?
So, reported by Respawn first, sensors found within the two grips of the controller could adjust a user's experience based on how quickly their heart is beating and how much sweat their hands are producing at any one time. Presumably, this would lead to a game's difficulty being lowered should the player allow for it. As Video Games Chronicles mentions, this is at least the third time such a feature has been referred to in a Sony patent.
I am incredibly unfit. I have the heart rate of a running person when seated. Are all my games just going to be redonkulously easy now?
Well, I'm assuming
I sweat when I breathe.
I'm assuming it's going to be an opt-in thing.
Fucking hope so.
Because otherwise, it's just it's like this guy's dying. Story mode. Of course, this is by no means confirmation that such a feature will ship with the PS5, but it does line up with the string of previous patents, which suggest that Sony is developing its own onboard AI system to help players out when needed. PlayStation Assist is a patented smartphone app which could provide users with hints and tips for the game that they're currently playing, and this controller patent could potentially link in with that. If the system does detect that you're finding a certain section a little bit too difficult, it could make things slightly easier for you on the fly. We assume you'd have to opt in for it to happen.
Great. You know what I really want? More push notifications on my phone. Be like, hi, you're really sweaty. Like, thanks, phone.
And then your watch comes in 2 seconds later. Hey, man, get up.
They're like, hey, are you dead? Like, so when I watched Game of Thrones that one time, I watched like, are you fucking dead? I'm like, no, it's just an intense battle. Fuck off. That is unnecessary. That is some real unnecessary shit.
Yeah.
I can't even look, normally I try to be positive and like, well, look, maybe they're like, fuck, that's dumb. So dumb. People just once again, stereotype of gamers, they're fucking not active, sweaty people. Don't have a controller that makes you go, ooh, you really are that gross.
You really are. Oh, how quickly would you need to replace them too?
Like, hey, you outsweat the biometrics here. Can you please replace your entire controller, you sweetie piece of shit?
Not to mention, it would just drain the battery that much faster.
Oh,
the
yeah, it
battery life
would.
in them is not that great as it is.
Yeah, because there's a screen on it now, and that's going to like drain a bunch of battery.
Oh, jeez.
I understand.
I like the premise of it being able to go, hey, this person's getting frustrated. Let's change the difficulty on the fly without telling him, so he thinks he's just getting a little bit better. Pump up that confidence.
That's worse. That is almost as gnarly as the idea of like when you're playing some sort of free to play game. Like, we'll give him a couple. Like, we'll just give him a little fucking taste, and like, oh man, that boss was really easy. Guess what? This boss is fucking hard. Buy all these microtransactions.
Look at Metal Gear Solid 5. Hey man, you've respawned a few times. Do you want to wear the chicken hat and make everything real easy? Yes, I do.
Yeah, yes, I do. But thank you for mocking me ridiculously as I did it.
No, not for you.
Not for me.
So Rockstar have gotten some new art.
They do.
A couple of new artworks have appeared on the official Rockstar Games website, and as you'd expect, the internet is making a big deal out of it. To be fair, said artwork is pretty interesting. One shows a feminine robot in a swimsuit clutching the company's logo, while the other is a more traditional Rockstar graphic. It contains various slogans such as "Killing Dreams," "Murdering Hope," "Fighting the Righteous," and "Bullying the Weak." All of them phrases that you could tie to Rockstar's existing property portfolio.
Yeah, fucking A, right?
Sure. Whatever floats their boat, I guess.
Look, it's either a soft reboot ahead of Dan Houser bouncing out, and then like let's just do a bit of a revamp while in order to sort of rejigger the image, get the hype going, get the conversation shifted away from Dan Houser leaving, or they just want to like dick tease everyone real hard.
It could be a bit of both.
Yeah.
Could be a bit of both.
Do you anything that you get out of that?
I mean, with the bullying the weak is a pretty straight up.
It's like bully.
Yeah,
bully.
like they're not.
What was the other in Murdering Dreams?
Murdering Hope, Killing Dreams, and Fighting the Righteous. None of those are bringing back memories.
Not specifically.
Of table tennis.
None of them sound like Midnight Club.
I mean, there was some pretty righteous driving in. I don't know. Rockstar will do Rockstar things.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking buy it. Whatever game there is, I'm like, yeah, take my money.
Yeah. Let's do some quick bits.
Quick bits.
The top one is no longer needed. So
What was
Kojima Productions pulls out of GDC
Oh
over
yeah,
concerns.
that's done. Yeah.
Yep, so that's done. Resident Evil 3 demo will be coming before the April 3rd launch.
Yeah, I want it. I want to stream the fuck out of that.
Most likely it'll be one of those 20-minute one-shots.
I hope so.
Similar to Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, man.
And then you'll get speedrunners trying to...
We'll stream that shit.
Sony have trademarked the PS5 logo in Japan.
Handy.
Yep.
Handy to have.
Odd that...
Be very weird if they didn't.
It's odd that Japan got it last. I guess.
Yep.
Predator Hunting Grounds free trial from the 27th to the 29th of March for PlayStation Plus subs.
So it's essentially what they would normally market as a beta. Like you go in there and give it a bell. I'm glad they're calling it a free trial and not a beta, which is nice because the betas for the longest time have just been free trials. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Battle Royale mode rumored for release on Tuesday.
So okay. See, this I like. So the whole discussion around this Battle Royale, it's got a name to it, doesn't it?
Not to my knowledge. All I know is that there are some in-game graphics that have the date for this coming Tuesday, the 3rd of the 3rd.
Right.
And it's got a little map with a big question mark on it. So everyone's like, "Ooh, is this it?" And then next month it'll just be a new map.
Yeah, probably. Look, this is something that we discussed way back in the day. So Josh and I talked about the idea of with Blackout, this Battle Royale mode, because the issue that they had is like, cool, they released Black Ops 4 with Blackout, and then 12 months later it's instantly obsolete by whatever the new game is. So from the rumor mill around this is that it will also be part of Call of Duty Battlefield, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the latest release, as well as a standalone download for free. So it looks as if they're going down that full battle royale angle with a free-to-play release, littered with microtransactions. Because Call of Duty's been doing that anyway, just not making it free. So if this rumor mill is correct, this is 100% a right direction for Activision and Call of Duty. This is what they need to do to continue to survive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
PS4 firmware update 7.5 beta invites are out. Promises quality of life and performance fixes. I'm using it.
Yeah?
Yep, I got an invite.
Any difference?
My PlayStation still loads a bit faster, which is nice.
Oh, nice. How do you get in on this?
I've actually been on their beta program for the last year and a half.
Oh, nice.
So I've been running.
Isn't it fun to be like, hey,
beta firmware for ages?
Okay, well, they're going to actually ask you a bunch of questions then. So, with the beta thing, as part of the terms of service, if they're like, hey, your PS4 fucks up, it's your fault.
No, they're like they tell you how to reset it.
Oh,
like,
right.
hey man, just do this, and you can.
Interesting.
Peace out.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Might do that.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
I can't remember how I signed up.
Fuck. I'm glad it's not just more system stability, because I have the most stable PS4 I've ever fucking could have. But yeah, it seems to be my back end stuff, no front end.
Yeah, they haven't really gone into what the promises of the quality of life and performance fixes are. They just said that that's what this is. So we're jumping from 7.2 to 7.5.
That's positive.
Yep. That's fine. The Dark Pictures Anthology Little Hope will be coming out our winter, their summer.
Yeah, so around about June, July, August again. The other one came out in October. I don't know. Man and Madame, never finished it because I'm shit, but I really enjoyed it from what I played.
Yeah, apparently the party mode in it is really cool.
Yeah, no. See, this is the thing. What they originally were selling it like every 6 months you get a new one. I do like that they've waited a little bit longer, which is nice because part of me was like hiccup everywhere.
They were shorter experiences, weren't they?
Yeah, they go right stuck in the chest. There it is. So with everyone, like, it's sold incredibly well. There's a ton of money in it, but everyone complained about it from performance as well. There were some issues with it. So at least then, rather than continuously pumping out broken things like Telltale, they're like, oh no, we'll take some time, we'll fix it, and then we'll use the money that you all threw at us to help, which I like.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 development has not been impacted by the delay of Part 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Good news.
Yeah.
I didn't put it in, but they're also running some bizarre promotion for Final Fantasy VII Remake, like they usually do with their cup of noodles from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, rad.
You can, if you buy crunch bars, you can turn your sword into a crunch bar instead of a sword.
Yeah, man. You know what? I wasn't gonna get the game. Now I will.
So yeah, if you buy an assortment of candies and keep the receipt and send it to the developer, you'll get some in-game stuff.
They teamed up with Nestle.
Godfall PS5 news will be coming, quote, really, really soon.
Cool. Can the PS5 news come really soon too?
And lastly, the PS Plus games for March are Shadow of the Colossus and Sonic Forces.
Yes, this is the Blue Point remake of Shadow of the Colossus. We played this, around when it came out, so it was about 3 years ago. I really enjoyed it.
It's rad.
Because having never played Shadow of the Colossus back in the day, I was like, oh, cool. Like, it's simple because it's an old PS2 game.
Just a big old boss rush.
Yeah, and it was fine. I did like having to relook at how you jigger each boss. But no, it's good fun.
Yeah,
it's an all right game, and especially if it's free, it's even better again.
That's it for the news.
Oh,
slightly more than last week.
Slightly. We're getting there. We're slowly picking up.
It's hard when no one wants to announce their news.
So, Max, let's have a chat to the players about 2 Point Hospital. 2 Point Hospital is a hospital simulation tycoon game available now on PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. It's on PC too. I've been chatting.
It's funny. I just made the connection in my head that once I started playing 2 Point Hospital, I started watching Scrubs again.
Yeah, I understand that.
2 Point Hospital. I started playing it Friday. Mm-hmm. So shortly after you streamed it, because you streamed it Thursday evening.
I picked it up on Thursday, yeah.
So I started playing it Friday. Man, it is so good.
It's so fun.
playing it on console, the controls like you've said on the stream, very intuitive, very easy to pick up. It's one of those games you can kind of just sit and zone out.
Yep.
I was listening to podcasts while I was playing it. I put in about 3 hours so far. Not very good. I suck at management games. I'm getting there though.
See, I like management games on the surface, and I think this is probably the best example of that, because this is essentially a surface level management game, because it's not a high level difficulty like a football sim or a real hard game dev tycoon or something. It is very surface level, fun and silly, which is rad. Absolutely rad. So this game has as a punch microphone, has this awesome humor feel to it, right? So it's got all the diseases have dumb names, like pandemic. It's a disease that people get pans stuck to their head. There's one called Mockstar, where there's patients believe that they're rock stars and need psychiatric treatment. There is monobrow, which is essentially where you grow a monobrow that lives by its own rules, and it's so dumb you can have like a grout. So not gout, grout. And in the description it's like, no longer does it have to be picked out with a screwdriver. It's been known to be found in dirty bathrooms. I'm like, this is...
Is that for 2 Point, Dave?
Yeah. So, Dave in the chat, make sure you let people know that there's a free code in the community Facebook page for that game on PC. That is correct. If you go to the Facebook community group, facebook.com/group/the PopCulturists, good old Dave Chataway has thrown a bunch of codes out into the wild. If you are a PC gamer,
do us a favor, and if you claim one, please claim.
Please let us know.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than going, ooh, free code. And
dang it. But it is incredibly intuitive. As in, it's not entirely like drag and drop sort of. You do get to pick the sizes of stuff, and it is grid based, but loosely grid based, which I really like.
So I haven't gotten past the first level yet. Are there stages? Do you make new hospitals each time?
Correct. Yeah.
Or
So
is it just the one that's growing bigger and bigger and bigger?
Initially there are a series of hospitals. So the first one, it's like, hey, we're going to teach you the basics of setting something up. Right? Done. Cool. I 3-starred that and then moved on to the next one. So then it's like, hey, we're going to teach you some different diseases and different management styles. Yeah, cool. Boop. And the third one's like, we're going to teach you how to how to train your staff. So how to get them hired at one point and then teach them new ways. So the entire structure of that hospital is to help you, like the goals within it are to teach your staff and promote your staff, right? So that's a whole different approach again. So that one I'm still working on now, and that has taken me a lot longer than the other two, because you need to obviously have the hospital be functioning while allowing staff to go off and be trained. So right now I'm trying to build it to a certain survivable state that I can take these people over here, train them, and whatever. So I'm also training them to then become trainers, so that way I'm not forking out dollars to have someone come in and teach a session. Yeah. So there's some cool new diseases that come out of that as well, which is great. I think the game's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, ever since I saw it, this has definitely had your name written all over it.
Yeah, I spotted this, I don't know, like 8 months ago or whatever, when it first came to PC, and I was like, oh, I want this game so bad. And I've been eyeing it off ever since. So I'm very happy that I threw the dollars at it and I picked it up, because it is awesome.
I'm thinking about throwing some more money at it and picking it up on Switch so I can play it on the go.
Dude, that's 100% the thing. Like,
Can you Vita play it?
I tried. It's not. I tried remote playing it. The Wi-Fi on the Vita is too trash. Like, I've been remote playing it to work. So when I have my week's been garbage, I'm like, I want 20 minutes just to fucking chill. So I played it for 20 minutes via remote play, shut it down, went back to work, and that works just fine. So it's not a remote play issue, it's not an internet issue. It's the actual device itself. The Wi-Fi capabilities of the Vita are insufficient for remote play. Well, I find anyway.
Yeah.
So, bring out we put a Switch. That's my biggest point of contention. Is I'm like, I want to play this fucking all the time. And because of the nature of this show and the nature of the coverage that we do and where my heart lies, I will always buy stuff on PlayStation.
But you've bought it on PlayStation now.
Yeah.
So can't you double dip?
No, because I have such an issue with double dipping. I hate double dipping so bad.
I'm the worst. I own Rocket League on every single platform.
Because I want to play it all the time. Because I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I could just play like for 10 minutes. I can play it in bed. It's a great little game. Just like, boo, 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 boo. But now I can play in the lounge. So thankfully, James, as I said, my son is enjoying it with me, and he's like, "Oh, Daddy, let's play Doctor Game." So he's like, do the clowns and the digger, because there's a digger off the side. Because I'm at a point, you probably haven't seen this yet, where you have the base hospital that you get, but you build buildings off to the side.
Oh, really?
So you
Cool.
can have entire sections of a hospital that are dedicated to one thing. So right now I've got the main area, and it's getting really hectic because the amount of clients and patients that are coming in are greater than what might think can open. So I've got 2 wings open. One is just for your more once-off specific things. So there's like one when you have a lightheadedness where your head becomes a light bulb. I've opened up an entire side area.
That's great. Some of the stuff that they've come up with.
Yeah, it's really clever. So I've got that over on that side, and then the other side, I've just purchased it, so it's still currently building. But I'm going to move a lot of the wards over there, and so the main entrance will be just GPs, sort of doing your initial diagnoses and psychiatric. Because I'm finding the bottleneck that I'm having right now is GPs. I don't have enough of them. So like a lot of them having like 7 people in queue outside waiting to get in, and then they need to go on breaks, so I've got to have enough doctors to sort of cycle out.
Yeah.
It's fun because once again, I'm hitting the harder part of the sim thing, the sim setup. Sorry, however, it's still not like you have to go into this menu. Like the amount of times that I am not drifting through menus.
Yeah,
which is a big plus to me.
What's the Cause you're obviously a little bit further ahead of me. What's the difficulty curve like going from the first stage to the second to the third? Because you said you spent quite a lot of time on the third one. Was it a steep rise in difficulty that's causing you a back?
Not really.
The extra time, or is it just you've got more to do and it takes a little bit longer to get?
Yeah.
there?
So what they've done is rather than being like, here's a roadblock of what you can't do. It's nicely escalated. Because I said I'm on the 3rd hospital now, and like the first one was pretty straightforward. There was no additional buildings. It was just, here you go. Here's everything you can do, and it's 3 stars, pretty easy. It's all about building up the aesthetic and curing patients. It's relatively simple.
Yep.
And then the next one is like, in order to achieve your star rating, you must buy another building. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Fine. And then now it's like, hey, you must build more buildings, and you must train your staff. So it's like, okay, cool. So
it's kind of just adding on one little thing.
It's just adding
time.
more things as you go. So it's not like, and here's a cliff face. It's just small littly things that you'd want to do.
Yeah.
And that I like, because I want to know what the next one is, because I refuse to leave the section unless it is 3 starred, because I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be like, all right, I'm just going to chip away at this one. Because I could have gone, because once you 1-star it, you do get your other areas pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, you've 1-starred it, here's in this other place. So, the second area is called Lower Bollocks, which makes me laugh really hard. I chuckled really hard when I saw that. And there's a good Always Sunny reference as well, because when they teach you janitors, having janitors work, it's called Charlie work, which is 100% Always Sunny reference. I'm like, oh! And I screenshot it and everything because it made me laugh so hard. So it's a slow incline, it's a slow burn, and I'm absolutely loving it. And as I said, the trophy list is short, but it's brutal. It's like cure 1,000 patients, and it's do this, and
so it's just play the game.
It's just play the game a lot. And by the looks of it, it didn't sort of drop pre-release to many people. So there's no platinums or anything as it stands. I haven't looked deep into the trophy list because that's really not me. There are other shows out there that do that better than I do. But it is because of the exposure to those shows and my other friends, my friend circle that are more trophy based, as I've discussed this many times, it is opening me up to more trophy things. So I now look at trophy lists when I play games rather than like, oh, let's play this game.
Yeah.
So I look at that, I'm like, how achievable is this? Can I get like X amount? Even like Doom, right? I'm like, I'll play Doom and I'll get as many trophies as I can on the way. And I'm getting like 20%. I'm like, that's enough for me. I'm done. But the game's fantastic. The game is really, really good. It's about $60 Australian, which is a bit steep, but I do think you'll get your money's worth. I certainly have already. Just out of pure enjoyment, like just happiness. Like I'm playing it and I feel happy. Which once again, with the very stressful week that I've had, being able to play it and just feel happy is enough for me.
Yeah, the fact that it's so lighthearted with its diseases and whatnot, it does take the edge off it a little bit as well. It's just I want to say goofy, but I don't want to like diminish the game. Like it's definitely got that. It's got a certain humor about it that makes it endearing, I think.
Yeah, like there is a clown disease. It's just called jest, and it's all ingestion.
Yeah,
as ingester, and you just got to you bring the clowns into a thing. You put them in a tent. You show them some sad pictures, and they cry, and then they become not clowns anymore. Like and lightheadedness is they literally take off the light bulb that is now your head and 3D print you a new head. And the pandemic is they just magnetize a pan off your head. It's awesome.
That's great.
It's so good. So good. But let us know if you're checking out 2 Point Hospital. There's the comments below. I'll probably end up streaming it again. I had so much fun streaming it the other day, even though because we did the Young and the Wrestlers, then I streamed the attendance was low, but I still had a great time by myself. I think you and I
I was there.
That was it. And it was fun. It was still fun for me. But anyways, look, if say you did pick it up and you're like, I've had enough of that game, what new games are out there? This is a section we say coming to the place where we tell you about what games that are coming out this week.
So the new PlayStation games for March 3rd, 2020. Again, this is the US blog, so some dates may change. Some games may not exist in Australia. 60 Seconds, PS4 Digital, out March 6th. I'm really liking the fact that they've changed the date format. Makes my life so much easier.
Oh, man. Josh used to get so mad.
Amoeba Battle, Microscopic RTS Action, PS4 Digital.
Fucking A.
Breeder Homegrown Director's Cut, PS4, PS Vita Digital out.
Dude, they look like the guys from like Escapists.
Yes.
Is it the same guys as Escapists? Can you ever read?
Breeder Homegrown is a short horror game about a family dealing with a strange creature over several generations. You will encounter some puzzles, but the game relies mostly on atmosphere, music, and dialogue. In this director's cut version, dialogues have been streamlined, some issues have been fixed, and if you look close enough, you might find some new little surprises. I like the way it says some issues have been fixed.
Some.
As if not...
Oh, look, come on, fuck, calm down.
Dogfighter World War II. PS4 Digital. It's literally a picture of a dog in a plane.
Barking.
It's great. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. PS4 Digital and Retail. Alright, don't do that. Holfrain. PS4 Digital.
Cool.
Pathologic 2, PS4 Digital, out March 6th.
I'm just going to put it out there. Do you think that the games just release and then be like, let's put a 2 at the end? Because apparently it's the idea that sequels might sell better.
And people go back, it's like, where's number 1?
No one picked it up. But I mean, like, you think they're trying to like psych someone out and be like, 2? Well, if they made a sequel, I guess that means they're probably doing all right. You buy it and it's trash.
Maybe. Separation, PSVR Digital, out March the 4th. Syrup and the Ultimate Suite, PS4, PS Vita Digital Cross-Buy, out March 4th. Some weird stuff. Under Night in Birth, Exy, Late, Clear. PS4 Digital, out March 5th.
One of the most weeb fucking names I've ever heard.
Oh, that's it.
There is nothing of note this week. Absolutely nothing. Go buy 2 Point Hospital. Also, I requested a code for House Flipper.
Yes.
Yes. I'll keep you updated on that
one. Before we wrap up, I do want to shout out to the community real quick. I need help.
All right.
So this last week, I have finished a book series, or a 30-book series.
Jesus.
And I need a new series to read. So I would like some recommendations, if possible, for some fantasy novels to read.
Okay. Do you have any requirements? Like when you say fantasy, do you mean like high fantasy?
No.
Like what are you after? Anything?
Anything.
All right. Well, you book listeners out there.
I need some ideas. I've read.
What have you read?
I've read. So the series that I just finished was the Raymond Feist Rift War Cycle series. So that was like 30 books long. I've been reading them for the last 10 years.
Jesus.
I've read the Witcher series, and that's about it. And I've read like Lord of the Rings and all that stuff.
Would you read your Game of Thrones? I've redone it.
Oh yeah, I've done Game of Thrones, all that.
What about that Terry Gilliam? Nope, that's the guy from
Terry Pratchett?
Terry Pratchett. Yeah, Terry Gilliam is the guy from Monty Python. But Terry Pratchett.
I have not read that. No. So
Well, because apparently like that is fantastic. There's like a Wheel of Time series I've heard about, which is
apparently
pretty rad.
that's really good. Yeah. So I'm a big audiobook listener, so I listen to audiobooks at work.
Oh, that's my call.
Yeah.
All right, well
I was literally crying at work when I finished the last book.
I can see your eyes.
Someone was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine."
The chemical's really strong. He's a cleaner. Context.
Yeah, it was hard to say goodbye after 30 books, man.
10 years. That's a lot of books.
Yeah,
like that is a lot of character to like. Say
so these characters. So the main character in this book, literally lives 150 years. So he's in all 30 books.
Oh,
you see his kids grow up.
Oh,
And like it's brutal. Like so good though. So I need a new book series.
New book
so
series.
So please, if any of you guys are book readers, send us some suggestions.
Oh, and speaking of, we used to do this back in the day like a lot. We used to constantly be like, hey, let us know, like give us questions, give us feedback. And I stopped chasing it down after a while because we just weren't really getting responses. But like if you do want to ask us a question or you want to suggest a topic or something, please let us know. Like we really want to be community driven. I mean, we were in the past, but just over time people kind of drift away and it's a bummer. But we would love to hear from you guys as viewers or listeners or whichever. Let us know.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all the links in the description below.
If you want to support if you want to join the PlayStation conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturists where you can watch us record this show live, as well as our other show, The Young and the Wrestlers, our WWE podcast. One thing we'd ask of you is if you could please share this PlayStation conversation. Tell your friends, tell your family, anyone that you think may enjoy some PlayStation in their ear holes. It'd be much appreciated. Give them, go on the podcast services, give us a 5-star rating, all that sort of stuff. It would be awesome. Another way you can support us is over at Patreon at patreon.com/thepopculture. Support us at any tier. It's all up to you. As you can also support us with buying merch. If you go to popcultures.com/shop, we can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was For the Players. For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast is fan-supported at patreon.com/thepopculturists. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders, Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers, AJ Abatomi, Damien Holdies, Kyle Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.